units to attention!
Company, attention! Company, attention!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cadet Captain Amir Irons, the narrator for today's ceremony.
Bring your units to present arms!
Company, attention! Present arms! Present arms!
Bring your units to order arms and parade rest.
Order! Arms! Parade! Rest!
Order! Arms! Parade! Rest!
Dr. Gravener, Dr. Williams, members of the Delsea Regional Board of Education, Mr. Ciciola, Dr. Maitland, Mr. Baradelli, high school and middle school faculty, staff, guests, and service veterans in the local area, especially from the Vineland Veterans Memorial Home. Today we pause to honor those men and women who have answered their nation's call and served, as well as those that still are serving their country during times of peace and war. The ceremony you see here today is the culmination of both a single marking period under COVID-19 restrictions and 26 years of effort. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Bring your units to attention.
Company, attention!
Company, attention!
Bring your units to present arms.
Company, present arms!
Present arms!
Bring your units to order arms and parade rest.
Order! Arms! Parade! Rest!
Order! Arms! Parade! Rest!
Bring your units to attention and present arms.
Company, present arms!
Present arms!
Present arms!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
your units to order arms and parade rest.
Order! Arms! Hot parade! Rest!
Order! Arms! Parade! Rest!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the Commander of Troops for today's ceremony, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Eggink.
Dr. Gravener, Dr. Williams, members of the Delsea Regional Board of Education, Mr. Ciciola, Dr. Maitland, Mr. Baradelli, Lieutenant Colonel Flood, First Sergeant Walls, high school and middle school faculty and staff, and distinguished guests, and especially all of our veterans joining us today from home. On behalf of the Corps of Cadets, welcome to Delsea Regional High School. We thank you for joining us today in commemoration of United States veterans and in celebration of our 26th Annual Veterans Day ceremony. Students, and occasionally adults, sometimes forget that veterans come from every corner of our country, many from our own community and schools. Veterans Day is a day to remember and honor our soldiers, air warriors, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guard service members for their service, and celebrate and honor the veterans who join us today, not only in our communities, but also in our homes and even our classrooms. It is a great honor to recognize these veterans who have served so selflessly. We thank you, as well as those men and women from our community who have served or continue to serve but cannot join us today. At this time, I would like to invite our Battalion Executive Officer, Cadet Major Paige Savini, to read a short narration of the history of Veterans Day.
In 1921, an unknown World War I American soldier was buried in Arlington National Cemetery. This site on a hillside overlooking the Potomac River and the city of Washington, D.C. became the focal point of reverence for America's veterans. Similar ceremonies occurred earlier in England and France, where an unknown soldier was buried in each nation's highest place of honor. In England, Westminster Abbey, and in France, the Arc de Triomphe. These memorial gestures all took place on November 11th, giving universal recognition to the celebrated ending of World War I fighting at 11 a.m., November 11th, 1918, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The day became known as Armistice Day. A law passed in 1968 changed the national commemoration of Veterans Day to the fourth Monday in October. It soon became apparent that November 11th was a date of historical significance to many Americans. Therefore, in 1978, Congress returned the observance to its traditional date. This is the history of Veterans Day.
Thank you, Cadet Servini. Now I would like to call on Cadet Sergeant Major Kelly Freeman. The Corps of Cadets commands Sergeant Major to deliver Veterans Day proclamation from our Commander-in-Chief, the 45th President of the United States, President Donald J. Trump.
On November 11th, Americans commemorate the service, sacrifice, and immeasurable contributions of our nation's veterans who have proudly worn our country's uniform to defend and preserve our precious liberty. As we celebrate Veterans Day, we pause to recognize the brave men and women who have fearlessly and faithfully worked to defend the United States and our freedom. Their devotion to the duty and patriotism deserves the respect and admiration of our grateful nation and every day. Now, therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, do hereby proclaim November 11th, 2020 as Veterans Day. I encourage all Americans to recognize the fortitude and sacrifice of our veterans through public ceremonies and private thoughts and prayers. In witness hereof, I hereunto set my hand this 9th day of November in the year of our Lord 2020 and the independence of the United States of America, the 245th.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time a Cadet Honor Guard will bring a remembrance wreath forward to a flagpole. This wreath is provided by the Corps of Cadets. On behalf of the teachers, staff, and administration of Delsea Regional High School District, and will be placed at the base of the flagpole to honor those who have served and are still serving our country.
Present. Arms. Order. Arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the Senior Army Instructor of Delsea Regional High School, Army Junior ROTC, Lieutenant Colonel Albert L. Flood III.
Distinguished guests, friends, and cadets. Last year in this same location, we discussed a theme for Veterans Day, honor, a key cadet value. And in 2018, we discussed respect. This year, I'd like to talk to you about another cadet value, personal courage. Personal courage, by definition, is both physical and moral. It means having the courage to get up each day and do your best in the midst of a pandemic, the likes of which our planet has not seen in over 100 years. It means having the courage to help family members and friends to stay healthy, to care for them physically and spiritually, sometimes in very difficult circumstances and under extremely trying conditions, while dealing with your own fears as well. Again, personal courage by definition is both physical and moral. It means having the courage to face your fears and to stand up for what you believe in your heart is right, even if it's not popular. It means standing up for what's right and having the courage to make your voice heard. It means having the physical and moral courage to be a shining example of what unity, honor, respect, and selfless service can be and should be for our society in a time when we're surrounded by forces and circumstances that would divide us, that would wear us down or discourage us. It means having the courage to find the strength and strengthen those ties that bind us together as individuals and as a community, to find the good in all people, and to be a part of something bigger than yourself. As was noted earlier, this ceremony is the result of the efforts of this cadet corps during the first marking period of school year 2020-21, under very trying and unprecedented conditions. We thank you, cadets, for your personal courage. Many of the veterans joining us today virtually served our nation some years ago. Some are still serving us to this day. Again, we thank all of them, all of you, for your selfless service and your sacrifice. But just as importantly, we should honor and must honor the sacrifices of those veterans' families, who are always the real unsung heroes standing beside all of our veterans. We honor you for all you have done and for the honor and dignity you have demonstrated throughout your service to our nation. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
Bring your units to attention.
Company, attention! Company, attention!
Pass in review.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Cadet Corps Commander and Commander of Troops for today's ceremony is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Eggink. The Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Kelly Freeman. Ladies and gentlemen, our Cadet Corps consists of two companies, Alpha and Bravo. Ladies and gentlemen, Alpha Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Haley Hunt. The First Sergeant for Alpha Company is Cadet First Sergeant Bradford Rome. Ladies and gentlemen, Bravo Company is commanded by Cadet Joseph Hepler. The Bravo Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Chris Kalvchik.
Left, right, left, 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 right, eyes, right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you for joining us this afternoon and showing support of our JRTC program and our veterans. If it wasn't for the Delsea Education Association, the Delsea Marching Band, the members of school board, Dr. Gravener, Dr. Williams, Mr. Ciciola, and the administration of our local community, this event would not have been possible. We thank you for your support. Please take some time out of your day to say hello, call, email, text, or visit a veteran you may know. Thank you again for joining us today.